From planes, trains, and automobiles to Yankee Stadium, I'm Tim Priestley with Tim O'Malley. It is game day, and it's number 12 Syracuse against number 3 Notre Dame. For Syracuse, it's a chance to be included in the New Year's Six conversation. And for Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish are 8 quarters away from a playoff bid.
Yeah, and I think it comes down to, for the Irish, really their red zone defense today. And Syracuse has struggled scoring touchdowns in the red zone. They don't struggle scoring. They've scored on 79 of their possessions this year. Just for sake of comparison, Notre Dame's at about 57. I think Notre Dame's pass rush to the red zone, first down, stop the run, of course, pass rush in the red zone against Dungey, and then tackling Eric Dungey, who's a 225-pound quarterback. They're getting some yards. They don't have to top 30 points, but Syracuse will be getting yards today in Yankee Stadium.
Syracuse has scored at least one touchdown in 15 straight quarters, and you'll see that they bunch points together in quarters, 24, 30 at a time, and most of it happens in the first half because I think it takes the defense a little bit of time to adjust to that. Offensively for Notre Dame, we think Notre Dame should be able to move the football. The one thing that I don't think we mentioned in the most recent podcast was Syracuse's ability to take the football away. They've forced 25 turnovers, 14 through the air. So Notre Dame should be able to move the football, but they need to protect it.
They haven't had a big turnover game yet, but they have been plagued, I guess, with first quarter turnovers. The last couple, you had one against Navy, you had one against Northwestern, then you had 2 in the third quarter against Florida State. You don't want 2 today. If Notre Dame has 1, it's at the point now I believe they are 57-6 when they have 1 turnover or 0 under Brian Kelly. It's a huge difference. You get somewhere, it's around 14-12 when you have 2, and of course it gets worse and worse anytime you get 3 or 4. So really, you can afford 1 turnover. I think if it's 2, then it becomes a late fourth quarter game with Syracuse, and that's what you want to avoid when you mentioned New Year's 6, but all the pressure here is on Notre Dame today.
And Syracuse thrives off those turnovers. I mean, they go into the game, as our pregame expert told us, they plan on 2 turnovers a game. They don't quite average that, but they've done a good job of forcing turnovers. Ian Book back in the starting lineup. Brian Kelly said on Thursday that if they had to put him in bubble wrap, he wouldn't be playing. But easier to say that on Thursday, and now it's game day. And he, in order for him to be effective, he needs to be able to run the football in addition to throwing it.
Yeah, I couldn't think of a better word than reckless, but he has a reckless style to him. I mean, he is fearless at times, and I think he needs to be able to mix his read option keepers with everything else he can do in the RPO game. And Book can beat you from the pocket. It's just a lot harder for him because he's a dual threat quarterback that uses both of those threats expertly. And look, if he's healthy, I think Notre Dame comes in here and has 35 points to start out the game, and then you go from there. Do you get more? Does something make you get less? But Ian Book healthy will be able to score against Syracuse's defense today.
I mean, I think Notre Dame is, look, at this stage of the season when you're 10-0 and you know you're 8 quarters away, I think they're going to play quality football and be very focused. The question is, can you avoid that mistake, that happenstance type mistake, especially against a defense that turns the ball over? So we'll find out today. A lot to look forward to today here in Yankee Stadium as number 12 Syracuse takes on number 3 Notre Dame.